Running a business comes with its fair share of headaches, hiring and retention struggles, rising wages, compliance nightmares, and the never ending need to train and upskill your team. It feels like you're always putting out fires. And then you hear about automation and AI. You think, this is it, the magic fix. This will take care of at least 80% of my problems. But here's the hard truth: automation isn't a magic bullet. In fact, if you're not careful, it can make your problems worse. Welcome to the Recruitment Curry Show, where we serve up insights with spice, honest discussions on the challenges of running a small to medium sized business today. I'm your host, Ketan Gajjar, and today we are tackling a topic that's on every business leader's mind: why automation isn't your magic bullet, and why you need a cost effective operating model to sustain, scale, and thrive, especially if you're a small to medium sized business. Before we dive in, I want to give a huge shout out to our amazing sponsors, Vasudeva Accountants. If you're expanding in India, they make it seamless: business registration, compliance, infrastructure, local hiring. You focus on growth, they handle the headaches. So, if you're thinking about expanding in India, check them out at vasudevaccountants.com and get started. All right, let's get into it. Let me start with a piece of wisdom: never buy technology to fix your chaos. If your processes are broken, throwing a shiny new tool at them won't solve the problem. In fact, it will just give you more chaos. Think about it. When you're facing challenges like hiring, retaining talent, or managing documentation and compliance, it's tempting to look for a quick fix. You hear about a new tool that promises to automate your recruitment process, or an AI platform that claims to handle tenant complaints, customer service, cleanse your internal database, or double your prospect pipeline. And you think, this is it. This will solve everything. But here's the reality: if your processes are broken, automation will just automate the brokenness. You'll end up with a faster, more efficient way of doing the wrong thing. And that's not progress. That's just more chaos. Let's break this down. First, you need clarity. Clarity about what you want, clarity about what's broken, and clarity about how to fix it. Without the clarity, you're just throwing darts in the dark. Here's an example. Let's say you're struggling with hiring. You think, if only I had a better recruitment tool, I could find the right people faster. So, you invest in a fancy AI powered recruitment platform. But here's the thing: if your job descriptions are unclear, if your hiring process is disorganized, or if your employer brand isn't strong, no tool in the world is going to fix that. The tool might help you screen resumes faster, but it won't solve the root cause. And if you don't solve the root cause, you're just going to end up with more resumes to screen and more frustration. Now, let's talk about the real pain points. First, there's the cost. Automation tools aren't cheap. And if you're a small to medium sized business, every dollar counts. When you invest in a tool that doesn't deliver, it's not just the financial cost, it's the opportunity cost. The time you spent implementing that tool could have been spent growing your business, building relationships, or exploring new revenue streams. Then there's frustration. Your team is already stretched thin. Now they have to learn a new tool, manage multiple platforms, and deal with the inevitable glitches and hiccups. Morale takes a hit, productivity drops, and before you know it, you're back to square one. And let's not forget the integration challenge. Most automation tools are designed to solve one specific problem. But your business isn't just one specific problem, it's a complex ecosystem. If your tools don't talk to each other, you're creating more work for your team, not less. And here's another one: automation tools are constantly evolving, and that brings a whole new set of headaches: new versions, new features, New products. Will you be ready for them? It's tempting to think that once you buy the right tool, your problems are solved. But what happens when the tool becomes obsolete or when it needs frequent upgrades to stay relevant? Are you prepared to keep investing in these tools as they evolve? Every year, there's a new version or a new product altogether, claiming to be the next big thing. Sure, you bought into automation to save time and money, but now you're stuck in a cycle of constant investment. More money to spend to stay updated, more time spent learning new systems, and more frustration trying to integrate tools that should be making your life much easier. If your processes aren't designed to evolve alongside these upgrades, you'll find yourself scrambling to keep up. The cycle of upgrades could easily become an ongoing burden. More spending, more time wasted, and more systems that don't work together. If you're not prepared to adapt, you could end up with a patchwork of outdated tools that create more chaos than they solve. So, what's the solution? It's not about abandoning automation altogether. It's about building a hybrid, cost effective operating model that balances technology with human expertise. Here's what it looks like. Start with the problem, a use case, not the tool. Before you invest in any technology, take a step back and ask yourself, what problem am I trying to solve? Is it a hiring challenge, a compliance issue, a customer service bottleneck? Once you've identified the problem, you can start looking for solutions, not the other way around. Fix your processes first. Remember, never buy technology to fix your chaos. If your processes are broken, fix them first. Otherwise, you're just automating the brokenness. Focus on integration. Your operating model should be seamless. That means choosing tools that work together, or better yet, investing in a platform that can handle multiple functions. The goal is to reduce complexity, not add to it. Leverage expertise where it matters. There's a reason humans still play a critical role in the business. Technology can handle repetitive tasks, but it can't replace creativity, empathy, and strategic thinking that your team brings to the table. Instead of trying to replace your team with technology, think about how can you empower them to do their best work. Think long term. Automation might save you time and money in the short term, but if it's not sustainable, it's not worth it. Your operating model should be designed to scale with your business, not hold it back. Now I know what you're thinking. Ketan, this all sounds great, but how do I actually make this happen? The key is to take a strategic approach. Start by auditing your current processes. Identify the areas where automation will add value and the areas it can't. Then build a roadmap that balances technology with human expertise. And here's the thing, you don't have to do it all alone. There are partners out there who can help you build a cost effective operating model that works for your business. Whether it's streamlining your back office operations, managing compliance, hiring, or scaling your team, the right partner can make all the difference. Let me leave you with this thought. Automation and AI are powerful tools, but they are not a substitute for strategy. If you want to sustain, scale, and thrive in the medium to long term, you need a cost effective operating model that balances technology with human expertise. So, the next time you're tempted to chase the next shiny tool, take a step back and ask yourself, is this really solving my problem? Or am I just adding complexity? Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't to use less human and more tech. The goal is to build a business that's resilient, adaptable, and ready for whatever comes next. Thank you for tuning into the Recruitment Curry podcast. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your network. And once again, a huge thank you to our sponsors, Vasudeva Accountants. If you're expanding into India, they make it seamless. Check them out at vasudevaaccountants.com. Until next time, this is Ketan Gajjar signing off. Stay curious, keep building, and carry on.